Welcome back to Just Vibing. Sorry about the interruption. We're just gonna, finish off here for part two. A couple more questions. I know you're explaining this in the last part, but like what makes you like a NYCFC fan versus, like a Red Bulls fan or, in general? Because I know a lot of my friends like they don't even the ones that are into soccer aren't really big into the MLS at all. They're just more like European, like whether that's like, La Liga or, whatever, the league in Italy or obviously Premier League's a huge or like one of those European teams. A lot of them just don't even really pay attention to MLS, but I know you're a big like NYCFC fan as well. So, what kind of made you get into NYCFC?
Yeah, so I mean, I like to watch all the leagues, I'll be honest, but like I'm mostly a Premier League and MLS fan, but I also think that like you should always support your local teams. I don't see why people that live in New Jersey will be supporting teams from LA. I just don't understand why people do that.
Yeah.
Obviously for Europe it's different because it's Europe, but like for MLS, if you're an MLS fan, if you live in New Jersey and you're an MLS fan, you should be supporting NYC or Red Bulls or Philadelphia Union. That's my opinion. Or maybe it's just a team in this area, maybe like a New England team or something. Just don't be supporting Texas or something from over here. Anyway,
Yeah.
unless like you move to New Jersey from there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't make the rules, but I just feel like like you just pick this team like from a complete other side of the country and you live in New Jersey. It doesn't make any sense to me. But so I became a soccer fan in 2014. That's when the 2014 World Cup was happening. I watched it that summer, and NYC was added to the MLS. Well, they also were completely formed, a brand new team in 2013, but they didn't start playing 2014, 2015-ish. So my uncle, who is already a big soccer fan, he was a fan of Manchester City, and he still is. And Manchester City actually is owned by something called City Football Group, and they own NYCFC now too. So if you ever look at Man City and NYCFC, like the jersey, like the kits, the jerseys, or whatever, very very similar. Blue with the Etihad Airways sponsor, they're very similar. So he was a Man City fan. He saw this new team was being added to like the group. Also, the Yankees also own a part of NYCFC, but also a Yankees fan. So it was pretty cool to find out they'll be adding a new team to play at Yankee Stadium. So I was like, yeah, I'll be a fan of this team. They had three really iconic soccer players from Europe: Andrea Pirlo, Frank Lampard, and David Villa. All players who were really big in Europe. They won trophies with their clubs and well-known, respected players. So they came to the MLS. It's kind of like Messi coming to the MLS, like a player that was big in Europe and well-known and respected. Obviously not the level of Messi with popularity and stats, but they also were very successful for their clubs. So yeah, like you got this new team coming in, some really good players playing for them, even though they're kind of past their prime in their late 30s, like 35, 36, still killed in MLS. David Villa was the MVP one year. I forgot I think it was 2017 or 2018. He had a lot of goals in MLS. Um, but yeah, so I was like, you know what, this new team, let me support them. And right off the rip, I remember the first game against the Red Bulls, we lost 2-1 at Red Bull Arena, but it was right in the first game. I didn't go to the game in person, but from watching on TV, from what I heard, like the fans would not like each other already. Like it was already a rivalry. I don't want to say it feels forced,
Mm.
but I mean, it's Red Bulls, they've been in MLS since the 90s. They used to be called the Metro Stars. I think the New Jersey Metro Stars is what they were called, or something like that. The New York Metro Stars, and never have and still haven't won an MLS Cup yet, and they've been around since the 90s. And then NYCFC comes in, they're like, nah, this is like all right, we're the New York team, even though they play in New Jersey. Um, and by the
Yeah,
way,
the Red Bulls play in New Jersey
they still
too,
haven't won
right?
an MLS Cup yet, and we did in 2021, and we've been around since
Mm,
2014. So they've been around since the
true.
90s, and they still haven't won a cup yet, and we already have. So, I mean, I think I kind of explained itself who's the better team is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the team joined the league. I started watching them. First game I went to was July 3rd, 2016. I remember it was against the Red Bulls. We won 2-0. That was my first game I went to. It was a surprise. My parents surprised me with my brother that tickets for that game that day. I woke up on morning at July 3rd morning. They're like, "Yeah, you're going to the game later tonight." I was like, "Oh, really?" And then I went to the game. And ever since then, every summer I go to NYCFC versus Red Bull game at Yankee or at home. It's City Field, Yankee Stadium. I go to the home game. I went a couple weeks ago, September 16th. It was a 0-0 tie, but I think in the future I'll be going to the home games not as a fan anymore, but as a member of the press. So that's going to change. But it is fun going as a fan in the rivalry game because that you can actually like yell and stuff, and it's a rivalry game. So I mean, kind of miss going as a fan for those games. Being the press box would be different, but also it'd be kind of cool because like after the game, you talk to the players about the game and how it's a rivalry game. So the stakes are really really high. But that's why I became a fan of that. And yeah, I've been watching them every single game I possibly can. Since then, I've out of they've been in the league now for since 2014, so 2015. I think I missed like less than 10 games. Like I make an effort to watch all the games if I can. Um, yeah, and they made the playoffs every year except for 2015, their inaugural season. And like I said earlier, they're kind of right on the cusp right now, and there's 3 games left this season, so they have to win like 2 of them to make the playoffs or like something like that. So it's kind of the playoff streak might end this year. It's been a rough year for New York teams, like I said, and like everyone said. But
Hmm.
yeah, so it might end this year, the playoff streak, but I kind of hope it doesn't. We might just sneak into the playoffs, and then we'll be playing in late October or November playoff soccer. So see if we make a run for that, and hopefully we make it. But yeah, it's been a great time supporting the team, and I really, really am like I love the club.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's awesome. Seems like you have like a lot of passion for them. You've been to so many games. You make the effort to go to the games. That's yeah, that's a great thing to do. I mean, sometimes it isn't always easy. I haven't always been to enough of my team's games, but I've been to a few Giants, Devils, what else? Obviously Rutgers games. I've
Yeah.
yet to go to a Yankees game or a baseball game, but trying to
Yeah,
get
I
more
went to
into
four.
that.
I went to four this summer Yankee games.
That's nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Want to go back to a Giants game this season. I've been to a Devils net and Nets game last season, so I've been to some games, but a lot of
yeah.
TV
I
watching
went to
for
two
me
Devils games
actually.
last year. I
Yeah,
think
Devils are
two.
fun. Nets kind
Yeah.
of sucks, but anyway, Giants, Jets is a tough time, but we could talk about that, another time. But it was really great having you on the show. Obviously, we wanted to make this happen for a while. I'm glad you got to come on. I think we talked about a lot of good things that people can really learn from in terms of, our experience at WRSU and, the Targum and how to get involved in the industry. And then also some fun stuff, like being fans of different teams and, you being a soccer fan, NYCFC fan. We touched on, soccer versus, football. We touched on, the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing. So I feel like we got a good conversation in there. And
Hmm.
yeah, so thanks for coming on, Matt. And this has been the second episode of Just Vibing. Hope to get another one for you guys next month, sometime in October. Sports episodes we usually do Tuesday evening, so I'll try to have them posted by Wednesday. A lot of NFL recapping and whatever other news is going on next week. We'll be breaking down the Dame trade and what that means. So yeah, this has been the second episode of Just Vibing, and we will see you next time.